So now that we've looked at what an equation is, the types of reactions, and how to balance those reactions, let's go ahead and put everything together. So in this problem, we're going to be writing the equation for when solid aluminum reacts with oxygen gas to produce solid aluminum oxide. And we're going to indicate the type of reaction. So we're working with aluminum, oxygen gas, and aluminum oxide, which means we'll need the periodic table. So to do this, let's start with the beginning. Solid aluminum reacts with oxygen gas. So solid aluminum is this first part, solid aluminum. And when we write that, it would be Al, and we would need to put a little S after it in parentheses. Reacts with is where we know we need a plus sign. Oxygen gas, okay, oxygen is O. However, remember that oxygen is one of our 7 diatomic elements, and it must always be written as O2. And it indicates that it's a gas, so we put a G after it. Next, we have to produce, which indicates that we need to go ahead and put an arrow, and solid aluminum oxide. Now, for this one, we know aluminum oxide is a combination of Al and O. Aluminum is a metal, oxide is a nonmetal. So let's write their charges. Aluminum is here, so that would be a +3. Oxide is here, that would be a -2. Following our rules, let's go ahead and swap those. So this would become Al2O3, and it's a solid, so we must be sure to indicate that. All right, so when we put that here, we're going to get Al2O3. Now, we're not done yet because we still have to balance this equation. Over here on the reactant side, I see I have aluminum and I have oxygen. And on the product side, I also have aluminum and oxygen. But let's look at how many I have on each side. Here's my reactants, here's my products. Okay, so aluminum on the reactant side, I have 1. Oxygen on the reactant side, I have 2, as indicated by this subscript. Over here, I see the subscript is telling me I have 2 aluminums, and over here, it's telling me I have 3 oxygens. So this is not balanced right now. All right, so to balance this, why don't we go ahead and start with oxygen? It seems like the more complicated one. How do we make a 2 and a 3 equal the same thing? Well, let's make them both go to 6. So 2 times 3 is 6. So I have to indicate that. If I'm going to multiply by 3, I have to write that in as a coefficient. And 3 times 2 is 6. So we have to indicate that with a 2 out here. Now, when we add that, we have also changed aluminum because we have to multiply this 2 by everything. So 2 times 2 is 4, which means I now have 4 aluminums on the product side. But over here, on the reactant side, I still have 1. So here I still have 1. So we need to go ahead and add a 4 out front because we have 4 aluminums on the product side and now 4 on the reactant side. So this is balanced. And finally, for the type of reaction, I see aluminum plus oxygen gives aluminum oxide. I see a key indicator here. I have 1 product. So I know that this is a synthesis reaction. And that's how you would work this problem.